Hello! Today's video is about how to use custom fields in lists and campaigns. Let's get started. So here in the new version of Pursueapp, we have added a couple of features to manage custom data or subscribers into the list, and also a better way to manage the variables and custom data for leads when we're using those in campaigns. For example, here on Configure Campaign Settings, when we're selecting lists into our campaigns, we're selecting two different lists. So all the subscribers into the list may have different custom feeds, so it was not easy to maintain. Like for example, if I take this list, my list 1, so here, one user named Hector has the custom data, and if I click here on the custom fields, we can see that he has a phone number. And here on another list, let me take a look at this user's custom data. He has a lot of custom data, and they are not the same, so some conflicts may happen. Like for example, using this one, city. In this campaign, so far, Pursueapp will just replace those with blank to those fields that customer doesn't have any information. And there's another problem I want to show you. When it's not about two different lists, we are accepting different custom data from those feeds. So for example, this user Hector has a phone number, and this user John has address and a phone number. So if we're using address, this user John has a custom field available. Unlike the user Hector, it will be replaced as blank. So when someone's receiving that email content from the campaigns, it would turn out odd. Like for example, we have sent an email saying, "Hey, I'm sending this mail to your address," and they don't have an address to the custom field. So the leads will be confused. And that was the issue so far, but we have fixed it. Now we can add mandatory custom fields for each list. For example, I need a phone number for this list. So let me add it on the field. Also, let's add address. And for example, we need a postal code. Let's add that to the custom fields. In typing your words, it's recommended not to use a space. You can use a dash or an underscore instead. Now that all of our custom fields are added, let me show you an example. So I'm adding an email directly from here. So if I click on add, it will say that a custom field postal code was not provided. So I will need to add in the postal code. So click on custom data and create new. Then add postal code, and you can add your mandatory custom field to the custom data. Just click create new, and you can copy your mandatory custom fields just by clicking on it. So this is just for example, so I'm adding here random things. I have added the postal code and the address, and if I click on add, it will still notify me that the phone was not provided. So we have to add the phone. Now if I click on add, it will add the lead successfully. And you can see here below it was added. And also, we can edit all these custom fields data. And all the leads that are in this list, you can edit their custom field data if they don't have one, just by clicking on the edit button. On the previous version, you can edit and modify on this profile, but not on a custom data. But now, in this new version, you can do that too. And also, if you are uploading a CSV file, for example, let me show you. I'm going to upload this CSV file. So you can see it's asking me to fill out all the custom data. And the same goes when you're collecting your leads through Zapier. So in your list, if you're using these custom fields, it will also trigger to your Zapier. So far, of what was happening, you can actually add in custom data, and it will accept that. So now it will still accept those things. But now you will need to add the mandatory custom data that we have added. So for example, this is inside Zapier. And if you need help concerning Zapier, we have a detailed tutorial just for that. So for now, let me add in random data, just to show you for example. Now that I have put the subscriber name and email, you can add any number of custom field data. And if I test these informations, it will say the status is false. The reason being is custom field postal code was not provided. because you have added postal code on your required custom fields. So now you will have to add all these mandatory custom fields to your Zapier. Now just add it here. So now that I have mapped all the things, let us continue. Now that we have retested the action, you can see the status was changed to true. That means it was added, and you will see it now on our list. And you can see we have all the mandatory custom fields like postal code, address, and phone number, like what we have added here, and also the test. Same thing will also happen if you're providing data from API. You also have to provide all the custom data. For example, here we're showing like name, email. You can also collect custom data like address, phone number, and etc. with additional post parameters, example given below, like address, data 1 or data 2. So in this way, when you're providing custom data, you have to provide all the mandatory custom fields when you're adding to this list from API. Now let me show you one more thing.
So here in my campaign, I have two lists selected, My List and New List. In My List, you can see the required custom fields, postal code, address, and phone number. And on New List, the required custom fields are something, address, and phone number. So from both of My List, address and phone number are common required custom fields. So now let me show you inside the sequence. On email content setup, you can see address and phone number are in green highlight because they are common required custom fields. Both of the lists have address and phone number, and something and postal code are in gray highlight. And if you want to use these custom fields in your email content, just click on it and it will be copied. And if you paste it on your email content, it will come with an opening and closing curly brackets to use like a shortcode or variables.
So for example, this person on the list doesn't have a postal code. It will be replaced with blank, and there's no problem with that. So from here, you can actually specify the custom fields. So if you're adding lead to this list, it doesn't matter if you add it here directly from CSV file, Zapier, or API. So if it doesn't have the required custom fields, the system will not accept it. And also we have this feature inside campaigns to check which are common custom fields from all the list and which are not common. So in that way, you can create mailing content in better way.
And that is it for today's video. I hope you find it helpful. As always, thanks for watching and see you on the next one.